This is the Unit 10 test review. CBA 4 is made by the district, so we're going to have some review questions on here. So determine the domain and range of the quadratic function shown below. Whenever we talk about domain, we're talking about x. Range is going to be y. And you can remember that with Dr. XY needs his ID all the time. To remind you that time is going to go with your independent variable, which is also your domain. For this one, we don't need all that. We just need x and y. So going along the x-axis, how far to the left and how far to the right? Left and right. So they all have x in the middle. And these numbers are going to be left and these are going to be right. So let's check. How far does the graph go to the left? So these look like they might be off a little bit from the numbers, so I'm going to count. From our axis, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you go 7 to the left, that's a -7. So I'm looking for these numbers. Okay. It's also a colored in circle. Colored in circle means that it is equal to. This one's missing the or equal to, so this one is out, and so is A. So now it's between these. So that was left. Now we're going to look on the right. So how far right does it go? The graph goes all the way over to like right here on that x-axis. 1, 2, 3 to the right. Both of those are 3's. And this one says or equal to. And this one down here is just less than. And that's what we want. We want the less than because it is an open circle. So the correct answer is D. Whenever you're doing your y goes with range, and that's going to be how low and how high your graph goes. How low and how high. So how low does the graph go? The graph goes all the way down to right here, and that's going to be at that -12. So these are the numbers we're looking for going down to -12. This is an open circle at the very bottom. Open circle is just going to be less than. So we want this symbol right here. We do not want the or equal to. So right now, it's not these, and we knew that. So we're just double checking that this one is correct. So let's look over here. 6 is our highest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it is a solid part of the line, and it is or equal to. So yes, this answer is in fact correct all the way across. And that is your answer for number 1. Okay. Number 2. Which statement about the quadratic function is true? So what we're going to do is we are going to get on our Desmos. And you can actually type this in exactly like it is if you want to. Or you can type in P of x is function notation. You can also type in y equals. But I'm going to type it in exactly like it is. Oh, I forgot my -x. Negative x squared. And I know that it's going to be a parabola because it has x to the 2nd power. All right, here's our highest degree. X minus 16. And when you're typing things in on Desmos, you're going to always want to make sure that you didn't do any typos. Because a lot of the frustration that you might have in finding correct answers is not typing things in right. So just make sure that you type it in right. Okay, so let's see. The zeros. We're looking for zeros. And zeros, remember, is where it's going to cross the x-axis. Another word for zeros is x-intercepts. Zeros, sometimes they are called solutions. And then sometimes they're also called roots. And so those are going to be on your x-axis. So you tap both of those and we can look at our answers. We have a +2 and a +8. So we have a negative right there. +2, +8, +2, +8. So it's between these last two answer choices. And now we need to look at these. These are a little bit different. So we're going to type them in and see which ones match. So I'm going to add another line on my Desmos, and I'm going to type in, we're looking at these two. So I'm going to type in this first one. And so we have P of X equals, and there's a negative out front. And then we have X plus 2 in parentheses, and then X plus 8 in parentheses. And so we're going to look, are those the same? No, those are not the same. We have two different parabolas. And we can change the color so that we can look and see that that is two different ones. So these are side by side like that. That's what our picture looked like. So now if I change my symbols in the middle, or you can retype it, I'm going to just change those since I noticed that's the only thing different. And I'm going to make sure it's the same. P of X equals negative, oh, there we go, X minus 2, X minus 8. Is that the same? Yes, that's going to be the same. And you can tap back and forth to see that it is in the same place. You had one, and then the other one went right on top. So J is going to be correct.